Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday, June 20th. A lot of news happening at this hour. I'm Marni Hughes in Chicago. We'll start with some breaking news. We are learning at this hour Hunter Biden will plead guilty to 3 federal charges. The president's son, according to a letter filed in the U.S. District Court, Hunter Biden is expected to reach an agreement with prosecutors for failing to pay his taxes and also illegally possessing a gun. Allison Harris is live at the White House with the latest on these breaking developments and what these charges specifically mean and details about the deal. Allison, what are you hearing?
Marni, I actually want to start with the statement we just received from Hunter Biden's legal team, his attorney, Chris Clark. This statement reads, with the announcement of 2 agreements between my client, Hunter Biden, and the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Delaware, it is my understanding that the 5-year investigation into Hunter is resolved. Hunter will take responsibility for 2 instances of misdemeanor failure to file tax payments when due pursuant to a plea agreement. A firearm charge, which will be subject to a pre-trial diversion agreement and will not be the subject of the plea agreement, will also be filed by the government. I know Hunter believes it is important to take responsibility for these mistakes he made during a period of turmoil and addiction in his life. He looks forward to continuing his recovery and moving forward. So you're hearing the attorney there talk about the specific charges and then talk about the context, which we have heard from Democrats and allies of the president, that this is, Hunter Biden, who many people know has had issues with drugs, much turmoil in his life. They're saying, putting it in that context and framing it as this happened during a period in which he was clearly struggling. We also have a statement from the White House right now saying that the president and first lady love their son and support him as he continues to rebuild his life. We will have no further comments. So somewhat similar in those statements from Hunter Biden's attorney and the White House. They're talking about how he is rebuilding his life. Now, these charges, as you mentioned, are 2 minor misdemeanor tax charges dating back to a failure to pay taxes in 2017 and 2018. He also will admit the facts of illegally possessing a weapon dating back to a handgun purchase in 2018. We don't know when Hunter Biden could make an appearance in court, and I do believe that this agreement would still have to be approved by a federal judge. Now, it's important to note that this is, I think, as you've already said, a 5-year-long investigation that was launched under the Trump administration back in 2018. The the U.S. attorney, David Weiss in Delaware, he was appointed by former President Trump, and he has been overseeing this investigation. We know that they have worked with, of course, federal prosecutors, FBI agents, IRS agents to get to this point. And you've heard Republicans criticize what they called their reluctance in moving forward with these charges and making this investigation more expeditious. The president and the White House have been extra careful to not comment on this. I think you're going to hear the White House reiterating that the president has never spoken to the Justice Department about any investigations into any members of his family, and definitely wanting to maintain the independence of the president and the Justice Department in this matter, especially as there are investigations from Republicans in Congress into Biden family business dealings and into allegations of weaponization of the FBI and the Justice Department as well, Marni.
All right, Allison Harris, we'll let you continue to gather at the White House at this hour. Thank you for the update. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.